For the first time in quite a while.
Oh god, long time. Which one?
Let's finish that one. Would you mind putting a soda in the freezer for me?
I can manage.
Actually, not. No, sorry, not yet. Because it'll freeze before the pizza gets here.
Please enjoy our very domestic issues, people.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while.
I spilled one.
It has been a minute, as people say.
It's very little, but let's finish this bottle and then we'll move to the
How
next
does
one.
this work?
Have you forgotten how the PS4
I
works?
might have forgotten how this works.
That's fine. It's been a while. We've played mostly the Switch upstairs.
That's true. Yeah, I played a lot of Switch upstairs. I mean, I was sick for a bit because of COVID
Sick? You didn't
vaccine.
have COVID. Let me. Oh, okay.
I was still effectively sick. Stephen Allen!
Yay!
How does it work? I don't know, Stephen. You tell me.
Alright, Stephen, things you need to know.
Stephen, how do you do life?
Stephen, the things you need to know. A, we've both been very busy with work, which is
Yeah.
why we've been gone for a while. B, Michael had his second dose of the vaccine, which is
Did.
fantastic, but it knocked him out of commission for a while. So no, he was not sick. He was just having very bad side effects from the vaccine. And C, we both had a lot to drink tonight. So now you're caught up.
There you go. We're just going to hang out and play some Wipeout. And hopefully John will turn up and we can just have a traditional... Whoa! We can have just a traditional hang.
This is the first time we've just
Oh,
hung out
no.
and had a lot of wine in weeks,
It is.
which is great.
Oh! This is much harder than it was.
Oh, he was having side effects. Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah,
He
there
was-
you go.
He was in bed for about 2 days straight. A traditional whoa.
I don't know how this works anymore. Also, controller drift is fun.
It's
We
fun.
still haven't fixed it because we're too busy.
Sweet lord. I need to call home and have them send us the other controller
Yeah.
we already own. Because it would probably be cheaper to send us the controller from the States than to buy a new
It's
one.
still goofing around here. Yeah. It's alright. Whatever. We're not really here to play
I just don't
Wipeout.
want to play Subnautica. That's the only game we have where the controller drift really pisses me off.
That's what happens when you drink and drive. God damn it. Actually, do you think you could move the resource collector there in front of the comments? Because I can't read.
Oh,
We've got a couple of, as Richard calls them, dust collectors. We've got a few dust collectors. Much better, yeah. We've got a few models around the place, and I can't always see the comments from where I'm sitting on the couch.
it's fine. Blame your horrible performance on the one.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I was so much better before the break.
It's fine. You haven't played in like 3 weeks, and we've
Yeah.
had a lot to drink, and there's controller drift.
Stephen,
Don't worry, Stephen. I'm on it.
you're trying to get me in real trouble here.
I'm on it. I'm pouring it. I'm pouring the wine.
The only way to get better, the only way out is through.
The worst part is that when the pizza arrives, you are obligated to keep playing, so you're gonna have to play with one hand.
No, you're gonna play. You're gonna do something.
We'll switch back and forth.
Maybe we'll go to something really easy like that. Oh god. Well, at least I finished and didn't explode. Not the Voyager threshold, the actual threshold. Yeah, no, the Voyager threshold. Does that count as Voyager's jumping the shark?
No, because usually jumping the sharks don't. Usually they actually. I don't want to say they don't suck, because they usually do suck, but they suck in an entertaining way most of the time a show jumps the shark.
Usually it's the point from which you measure the decline of a show,
that
right?
that was peak decline, not the point at which they started declining.
What season was Threshold then? Was it season 2 or 3?
Lord, I don't know.
I have a feeling it's season 2.
So Steven, you'll appreciate this. I got Michael and me tickets to the Star
Season
Trek
2, yeah.
convention in November for his birthday.
Destination Star Trek.
Destination Star Trek. I'm very
Yes.
excited. And most of the cast of Voyager is going to be there. Almost all of the major cast of Voyager is going to be there. And I'm a huge fan of getting autographs.
Right.
So we're definitely going to get autographs. I want to get a little plastic axolotl or salamander.
Annalise, you can't do that.
And bring
You
it
can't do those things.
I want to have Paris and Janeway sign it.
Can you just say to them, these are your children. Sign the children. Sign your and Kate Mulgrew's kids.
Well, technically they were based off of Chinese hellbender salamanders. So I want to get models of those and
Annalise,
bring them to have them signed.
you can't do that.
Except I can. If I pay for it, I can.
Annalise, no.
Except
I want
can.
no. I want what's his name, Robert Duncan McNeil, to sort of like me, or to not think I'm an asshole and not tell weird stories about me on his podcast and say, oh yeah, there was this really weird guy and his girlfriend that came up.
I'm your wife, thank you very much.
He may not know that. He may not know that.
I will make sure he knows.
There's this really weird couple that came up to me with a pair of axolotls.
Technically,
to have
they weren't
them,
axolotls, they were Chinese.
They were salamanders, yes.
They
Itchy
were
knows, Itchy
hellbenders.
knows. You bring cheese packets to get Neelix to sign. But we have to bring some stinky bishop. That's a statement. It is a statement. That's a statement on my trying to rein in my wife, who is very often on the edge of doing something inappropriate, but just needs a little bit of validation to do it.
Hi, John.
John, welcome. Good to see you, man.
Okay, John, let me catch you up.
Okay.
We've both been insanely busy with work,
Yes.
which is why we've been gone. B, Michael had his second dose of the vaccine and was out of commission for a while.
Yeah.
C, we've both had a lot of wine because we haven't had just a drunk Friday night in a really, really long time.
Right.
And 4, we're talking.
You mean D?
No, I
You
mean
changed
4. It was intentional
You're
for
changing
comedy.
the format, okay.
It was intentional
All right,
for
fair
humor. And 4, we are going to Destination Star Trek in November, which is the Star Trek convention, and almost all of the cast of Voyager is going to be there signing autographs, which I'm very much excited about. And I want to bring a little plastic salamander, specifically a Chinese hellbender salamander, to have Paris and Janeway sign, because we've been talking about Threshold. I think it would be hilarious. Michael thinks it will be embarrassing.
Stephen R has a good suggestion. I think we should bring an Enterprise D. Bring the wrong ship.
That would kill you.
I know, but it's the kind of thing that you could do to annoy me.
It's true, but I still want to bring my
The
salamander.
thing is, you know better.
Dare you bring Garrett Wong a pip?
Oh, that's a good one.
What's a pip?
Meaning a rank pip, because he never gets promoted.
Oh no!
It's like bringing Leonardo DiCaprio a little Oscar, at least before he won the Oscar.
The thing is, though, I feel like Garrett Wong is as funny as he is, and we know from his podcast that he is very well.
He's a very funny man.
He's very funny. He's very well versed in the show. I don't know if he'd get the joke.
No, he would.
He would?
Of course he would.
Would he?
They've referenced it on the podcast a few times, actually.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. I still want to bring Paris and Janeway a salamander and say, sign your children.
That's just mean.
It's hilarious. John and Steven take sides.
Alright, if Threshold is not the episode where Voyager started going downhill, what was? Because I'm not sure I could... The thing is, I think that was too early.
Yeah.
Because Voyager arguably peaked in, like, Season 4.
Yeah.
At least for me. Rank Pip. And don't give it to him.
Naomi would
Give
get
it to Robert Duncan
before
McNeil.
him.
Naomi would be promoted. I love
Naomi
it.
should get promoted. She knew her shit.
Also, she's shaped the ship a couple of times, right?
She did. She actually did her research.
Equinox. Ooh, okay, that's a good choice. I would arguably say that's too late. I would say it has to be somewhere in Season 5.
I'm biased because Naomi's pretty much the only child actor in all of Star Trek that I didn't hate.
Where was the episode about the Irish holodeck town?
Oh lord.
Spirit Folk or whatever it's called.
I feel
Fair
like
Trade.
if we're talking about the arc of Star Trek series as far as when they peaked, you just have to remove all holodeck episodes. Those are such anomalous data points.
The anomalous statement. Yeah. Equinox of Season 5? Yeah, it was the finale of Season 5, so it's
Make
close.
sure you have your phone available in case the pizza calls us.
It's oh no, it's not in my pocket.
Where's the phone? So also we have pizza on the way, and when the pizza arrives, we're going to switch. We are, but we're going to switch back and forth between who's playing, so that the other can eat.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be
the
shit.
gameplay is going to get really bad.
Oh, it's going to be so bad, guys. So bad.
That could be our pizza, actually.
Excellent. I'll go spy. I'll go spy at the window.
Holiday episodes are lackluster. They are. The thing is with Voyager, I don't know. They tried so many different things to try and make it good, and it never really came together.
Damn it, they're parking.
Okay.
I mean, not our people.
It never really gelled the way that it did, arguably, on Deep Space Nine and TNG. And arguably, Enterprise was gelling when it got cancelled. At least, you know, that's how I see it.
I was really disappointed because honestly, I'm one of those few people that doesn't hate. I don't want to say that doesn't hate Voyager. I don't think everyone hates Voyager, but I really enjoyed it when I was watching. It was just, I was aware that the plot sucked. It was just, there was enough characters that I liked that I was willing to hang on.
Sure.
I very begrudgingly really enjoyed 7 of 9 when she came on.
What's John said here?
Apropos of nothing, I recently signed up for Mubi, Netflix for pretentious.
Is that like the arts documentary, arts stuff? Netflix. It's a streaming service for kind of art films.
Oh, okay.
Mubi.
I'd be into that.
That's probably something that would be really useful for me to watch.
Yeah, I think we'd actually enjoy that.
Yeah.
DS9 was different because Rick Berman didn't actually care about it. Voyager
That's right.
was where
That's right.
Berman was more hands-on.
So he was more hands-on to ruin it.
John, I am very much with you. He says, I dislike Voyager for neutering the Borg.
He neutered the Borg.
I agree. I hate what they did with the Borg.
They spayed the Borg. Declawed the Borg.
I really didn't want to like 7 of 9, but she ended up, I mean...
They tried so hard to make her a shit Baywatch character.
Yeah, but...
And she ended up accidentally through
But the actress did a phenomenal job with her. She's like, if I'm gonna have this job where my entire purpose is my tits, I'm gonna do a good damn job with it.
Well, that's the thing.
I respect her massively for that.
They tried so hard. She was working against everything. That being said, I love... Ah!
Which episode is that?
I really love too. I really love Scorpion. The thing is, I really love Scorpion as well.
Scorpion?
That's the one where they meet the Borg and also species 8472.
Yes. Let it be known, I am shit with both actor names and episode names, but I know the episode as soon as you say that's the one with the blah blah blah.
John says, watch the 4-hour documentary about a Chinese mental hospital. If you really want your day ruined, it's for you.
I mean, John Smith,
fair.
To be fair, I spent my breaks today. Today I've been reading... My work is about what animals people eat around the world, basically. And I spend my breaks listening to all the things wrong with Mother Teresa. So, and that was my breaks. So I'm with you. Like, I may be the only person who prefers Scorpion to Best of Both Worlds. Hell no.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting point of view.
Crap via over-familiarity.
They were definitely...
Yes.
Sorry.
No,
you go ahead. You
I'm
go
done.
ahead.
You go. I was just reading the comments.
So Stephen's pointing out that actually Scorpion may be better than Best of Both Worlds. I think on a excitement and drama level, Scorpion certainly tops it in terms of how much happens. They were clearly deliberately... I mean, it was the end of Season 3 of both shows. They were trying to do a gigantic cliffhanger type thing. I just found that the cliffhanger didn't have as much weight for me because it didn't feel like any single character was actually... You know, at the end of Best of Both Worlds Part 1, you're like, oh no, Picard! Oh no, they're going to have to kill Picard! Shit! Who's this character we've come to love over 3 years? We've seen all kinds of fun hijinks with him.
I really thought they were... I mean, if I had seen it at the time, obviously I saw most of Star Trek post-initial release.
Right.
If I had seen it at the time, I would have thought that they were planning to do away with Picard.
John Smith says, ah yes, Mother Teresa, the Albanian no one knows about. That's right, everyone sort of somehow thinks she might be Indian.
Well, let's just say...
Because she's most associated with missionary work in India.
Yeah, well, everyone knows about Mother Teresa, but I actually think very few people know that she's Albanian.
That's right.
Let's see, I'm opening it up too, so... I'm not gonna lie, but I like Best of Both Worlds because Janeway is out of... Janeway is out of the way, and we see Chakotay in charge. Chakotay kind of proves his chops as being a leader. That's just it. He had the potential to be a really great leader. He, in many ways, had the potential to be a really great character, but they just never used him. I shouldn't say never. There was a couple of good Chakotay.
He didn't reach his potential. Yeah. Scorpion.
I meant Scorpion. Yeah, I figured. That's just it. Most of the main quote-unquote characters, as far as the ones that they started to lean on, as far as Janeway the Doctor and 7 of 9, they not only had their episodes, they kind of had their seasons.
Yeah.
Where they were really the crux of the show. But Chakotay never got that, and I think he could have been a really great character if they had given him that space.
Yeah, definitely. Voyager is so much of a show that this could have been the best show ever, and it doesn't do it.
Yeah.
It just never kind of... It was never let off the reins the way that Deep Space Nine was. And unfortunately... Yeah.
Which I'm sad about, because I really did like the characters. I know that's kind of a controversial opinion, but I really liked Janeway in 7 of 9 and the Doctor, and honestly, some of the time I even liked B'Elanna and Paris and Kim, like our secondary characters. Which is funny, because obviously the Doctor should have been more of a secondary character to B'Elanna, Torres, and Kim, since they were on the bridge, but the Doctor definitely took more of a prominent... He became one of the A characters,
sure,
as opposed to those three that became the B characters. I actually quite liked them. I just think they were massively oversimplified in their writing. I think they could have been so much more interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe my brain is just willing to say, well, this is what they could have been. I'm willing to run with my own little headcanon and say, yes, they were good characters, because I can imagine a timeline in which they were decent. Enterprise is just getting into 24 territories with Team Starfleet Galaxy.
That's true, it does get sort of 24. Okay, here's a good question.
Sorry, John Smith. Well, we don't have many famous Albanians. We take what we can get.
A couple of tennis players, I think, maybe?
Sorry, get back to Star Trek. I just found that funny.
That's why I hated Stargate. I hate that jingoism of... It's very military, that's true. And it doesn't really ever sit outside of military... jingoism, does it?
You know the reason why? Because I hate the military stuff too. The reason in sci-fi, I mean, you know the reason I forgive Stargate is because our head general wasn't an asshole.
Yeah, they always pitted him against genuine asshole generals or politicians. They had a big beef with politicians. They had like Senator Ronnie Cox from RoboCop, who's always there like, I want to shut down the Stargate program. It's a terrible idea. We should never have opened Stargate. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's why I'm really sick of the military trope in sci-fi, is because it's always the general is the one that our main protagonists are fighting against. Like, we want to shut this down, and then our protagonists are like, but science! I'm so sick of that trope. Which is why in Babylon 5, when we got our new commander, I was so scared that I was going to hate Sinclair. Sorry, Sheridan. I was so scared that I was going to hate Sheridan because I thought he was going to be the new military trope.
He's going to rub against the crew and they're not going to like it. Yeah, but they hadn't evolved that trope yet, had they?
I was really worried that trope was just going to take over the show, but it didn't, which I was relieved about.
Stephen, I mean, he's right. Just close the Stargate, no more invasions.
I mean,
fair enough.
Well, yes, but at that point, all of the baddies knew about Earth. They're like, ooh, look at this pretty planet. We could just...
I'm sorry, just the idea that the US secretly funded the construction of an interstellar starship and network of Stargate bases.
We kind of rant about this a lot in relationship to the conspiracy theories about how shit people are at keeping secrets.
Right.
How conspiracy theories just can't work because people are really strict about keeping secrets.
Right, like nobody ever felt like maybe they would take a gigantic payoff from the New York Times.
Like, Watergate was 8 people and we figured it out.
Send the nukes through, the end. Just blow everyone up. I mean, to be honest, that is the plot point of the first episode of the Stargate SG-1 show is, well, if you don't make it back through, we'll send the bomb through, we'll assume the worst, and we'll blow it up anyway.
John Smith, how dare you give me that hope? How dare you dangle that carrot in front of me?
What has he said? Oh, is it so... Oh, no.
No, don't give me that hope.
What's he read it out?
Say some B5 news. Apparently JMS is in the running to be the new Doctor Who showrunner.
No, that's like them saying that Jonathan Frakes is going to direct the new Star Trek. That's not going to... JMS has... I can't. No. I can't think that would actually be true.
John Smith, if that ever happens, then we'll talk. But I can't afford to have that kind of hope after the hurt that Doctor Who has caused me.
He's gonna do it? What?
No,
What?
I can't.
That's a fan theory, though, guys. Come on, right?
Please note that our
JMS is a wind-up merchant. The problem with JMS is that he is very well loved by fans, but compared to somebody like an Alex Kurtzman, who has a, let's face it, who has a track record of producing, you know, I don't know how many $1 billion his combined works have brought in. They're all shit, but he has made a hell of a lot of money for Hollywood, and that's all they judge these things on. JMS, by comparison, what's he done? The Thor movie?
Oh, don't say that.
That's like his biggest thing he's done recently.
Oh, don't say that.
Yes,
Wait,
I know.
Which one of the Thor movies was he again?
The Thor movie.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh.
He actually has a cameo where he tries to pick it up.
Oh,
Do you remember?
I remember. I mean,
It's like, yeah, that's the creator of Babylon 5.
I'm gonna give him some slack on that to say that he, for me as a Marvel fan, the first Thor movie had so much to set up that I just don't think it could be its own movie. So I'm gonna kind of give that a pass. I'm gonna kind of give it a pass as someone who saw all the Marvel movies and was okay with some of them just being a chapter in a larger book. Since I loved the larger book so much, I was okay with the fact that some of the movies were just a chapter building up to the larger storyline and didn't stand on their own terribly well. I am willing to accept that. I completely get that many people think that was a horrible movie, because as a standalone movie, it absolutely was. But it had so much... For the larger MCU to work the way that it did,
You have to try and see it as a bigger part of it as possible.
Because I personally think the wider MCU up until Endgame worked phenomenally well as a piece, as a collective.
What Steven said here, then.
Yeah, sorry. I said he's not gonna do it. He can't take instructions and has no prior work with the BBC. The BBC is still such a boys' club. Well, the BBC has 3 writers, 7 actors, and 2 sets.
Yeah.
So my heart is breaking.
Well, I think part of the issue. Okay. Oh no!
You died.
Explodinated.
I'll get you some wine.
Oh, thank you.
Have you finished your glass?
Just top it up. Hang on.
We're out of that wine.
Oh.
Let it be known for the internet, we haven't had a drunk Friday in weeks.
No, we don't do this terribly
We
routinely.
have earned this.
This has been a while.
We have worked our asses.
I'm going to turn off the fan, actually. I think I'm a bit warm. The problem is, what do you do with Doctor Who besides a reboot at this point? The thing is, it's one of those weird shows where reboots are inbuilt. It's not like Star Trek where you have to start a new series and have a new crew, new shit. With Doctor Who, every time there's a new Doctor, theoretically, people will accept a lot of changes. Be like, right, this is a new show now. This is a completely new kind of type of storytelling, and etc., etc. It just doesn't seem like they've gone in the direction of anything that the fans actually really, really want. And there are people that I think slightly overstate how much it's been defiled, or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's just, you know, the BBC keep corpse humping their own creation. It's like, well, okay, yeah, but you would, you know, you seem to be against any kind of innovation generally. There are people like Critical Drinker who just constantly complain about Doctor Who. And it's like, well, it's not really that bad. It's just you don't like this current era of it.
It's horrible.
I know it's horrible. It's just I think they're slightly overstating how bad it is. I don't want to watch it either. But...
John Smith says you should treat the 13th Doctor like TOS Klingon. We do not speak of it. Stephen Allen says, well, Doctor Who doesn't have continuity. You don't see Jodie Whittaker talking about the Hand of Omega.
True.
True. I want 2 things on the record.
Oof.
The first is I have nothing against Jodie Whittaker.
Oh no, please don't explode.
My issue.
I'm gonna explode. No. Sorry, God.
Should I give you a moment before I continue?
If you would. I've glitched through the texture here.
You have.
Please continue.
Am I good? Okay. My issue with the new era of Doctor Who is not Jodie Whittaker. I have no issue with her. My issue is entirely with the writing, which I think has been utterly shit. Yeah. I think the writers are utterly shit. Jodie Whittaker could have been a great Doctor given better writing. So I want that on the record. And then my point B. The thing that I'm really disheartened about with the new Doctor Who is, yes, you can say, well, just pretend that the Jodie Whittaker could... And again, I don't like calling it that because my issue is the writing, not the actor. You can pretend that this era didn't happen and then just pick up again when a new writer comes in, which, thank God, a new writer is coming in after this current season. But they've done so much to the overall arc and the overall story, as far as, like, the Doctor is now the first Time Lord or whatever.
How many more revelations can we have about who the Doctor is?
That's just it. They've made so many massive fundamental changes to the show that you can't backtrack that. You can't pretend they didn't happen. So I can definitely enjoy some of the episodic episodes coming up that have nothing to do with the larger canon if a better writer comes in. But they've changed the overarching storyline so much that you can't just pretend. At least personally, I don't feel like I can just pretend it didn't happen. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the waters of Doctor Who have been defiled. Which is...
Okay, fair enough.
Let it be known that I was the president of the Cornell Society of Whovians. I was the president.
You literally ran a fan club.
I literally ran a 200-person fan club at my undergrad university. Like, don't let it be said that I am not a massive Doctor Who fan. I dedicated significant hours to planning events around Doctor Who. But
I never did that for Star Trek.
Yeah, so like I haven't.
So you've got one on me.
When I applied for my master's, I actually put that on my CV.
Event organization.
That I was the president of the Cornell Society of Whovians.
Yeah. And
I got very lucky that the person looking at my application was also a Whovian.
I've had that count against me.
I know you have.
I had an interview once where somebody mentioned. Okay, so I have another YouTube channel where I talk about trains and my model railway stuff, and for a time, at least in a certain phase of YouTube, nothing compared to now, but for a time in the world of model railway YouTube, it was kind of a big-ish channel.
You had like what?
Combined, I've got well over 1 million views now on that channel. The thing is, I've now been permanently locked out of that channel and I can't get back to it. No. Because Google did a sign-out thing and I can't get back into it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not getting anywhere near as many views as it once did. So, I was once in an interview in which I put that on my CV and I said, look, I've got like quite a popular YouTube channel, so I'm really good at social media things and I know how to edit videos and I know how to do this kind of stuff. And one of them, I didn't mention the name of it.
Yeah.
One of them said, so you say here on your CV you've got well over 1 million views in YouTube. What the hell are you doing on YouTube? Literally, they said that. They said, what the hell are you doing? And I said, well... I was like, right, this is either going to go against me or for me. And so I said, well, I actually have a channel in which I talk about model trains, and that seems to be very popular. And one of the people around the table went, oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, right, well, I'm not working here then. Fuck off.
Fuck
Sorry,
them.
I don't...
Jesus Christ.
Genuinely, that place, I did not have a good vibe about them. They seemed very superior, and they seemed very like, are you good enough to be here?
I almost feel bad about the...
So I was like, no.
I almost feel bad about the barbed stick they had up their ass. Like, that must be very uncomfortable.
Well, they were one of these places that thinks, well, we get to decide what's good.
No.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. What's the last couple of comments, if you wouldn't mind?
I have quite a bit to catch us up on.
Yes, great.
Stephen Allen. I like Jodie Whittaker. She's actually quite charming, and I don't think there's such a thing as a bad Doctor. And then there's some comments about Stephen Allen thinks you can backtrack it. I like to think he's right. I hope he's right.
Yeah,
they backtracked
possible.
the Vale Yard continuity. Doesn't matter. All right.
Ow.
Thing is, Chibnall. Ugh.
Chibnall,
is a writer who does Born and Bred. He does stuff that involves villages of weird characters that are wrapped around a central story, and that's what he's good at. Okay.
I don't even know enough about him to know what he does.
I'm gonna say my issue,
Come.
and then I want to move on.
All right.
Because I don't want to go through the rabbit hole of what this is.
Okay.
So
do it.
Let it
do
be.
it.
I am putting that out there. We're gonna move on as soon as I've
Do
finished.
it.
In fact, I've decided on the post category, which is my new Pokemon excitement.
Oh, okay.
Because I need something to immediately divert to. My issue with Chibnall is that he's made Doctor Who so political. And that's not to say that there haven't been political episodes of Doctor Who. Of course there has. And in fact, many of them are brilliant. My issue is that every episode is political, and he knows that. He's been asked about that in interviews, and he says, in fact, I'm going to double down on it. And my problem is that for me personally, my personal feelings, the world and everything in it is so inherently political right now that Doctor Who has always been either my break from it or a way to see a current political issue in a new light.
Yes.
And so the fact that all of Doctor Who is both political means that it is neither my break, nor do I feel like it's ever looking at any political issue in a new light. It's showing, it's just saying, this is what happened, this is what's happening, look at it, see it. Like, okay, I know that's what's happening because I watch the news or I read about the news. If you're going to mirror current events to me in my sci-fi show, and I thought this about Star Trek as well, give me an angle on it that makes me think. Give me an angle on it that shows it to me in a way that I haven't seen it in the news. And I don't think Chibnall is good enough to do that. And so Doctor Who has become both exhausting and non-helpful. That is my feelings on Doctor Who.
Okay.
And I'm moving on to Pokemon, which
can
even though...
Can I reply to that?
Yes, but then we're moving on.
Okay. Yeah, so I profoundly agree. I think mainly the problem is, I mean, I don't know, this is a slightly esoteric point, but a lot of the way that I view literature and art and media is that it is... Alright, Stephen will be right there. A lot of the way that... A lot of the way that I view art and literature is that it is inherently political and you can't just siphon it off from that. However, there's a kind of political posturing or a kind of very obvious writing about political issues that are not useful. And I think what you said was very good because it doesn't show any of these issues in a new light. It just goes, hey, remind you of anything? Does this remind you of Trump, maybe? Or Brexit, maybe? And
it's like I saw the news this morning.
Yes, but what do you want? How is this getting anywhere?
Yeah.
So, on to Pokemon.
Yay!
Go on, rant about Pokemon for 20 minutes.
I mean, I'm just doing this to change the subject, but also a new series of Pokemon trading cards came out today called Evolving Skies, which I'm very excited about. And I know that I'm the only one in this group that's interested in the Pokemon trading card game. That's fine. But for me, aside from the fact that I do actually play the game online, which I find very fun, it's also a collectible for me, because for me they're just little pieces of art. They're little cards of artwork, especially in recent
you don't play the game, right?
I play it online, but I don't play it with physical cards.
Sure.
But in recent years, the Pokemon Company has really taken on board the fact that most of their big fans are adults that grew up with it. And so they've actually added in a series of cards whenever they release a new set. They're within the trade called the alternate art cards. But they're actual pieces of art done by actual artists. They're beautiful scenes that have been done by popular, again, artists. I'm overusing words. Popular artists in Japan. And they release them as very rare special cards that you can get in the set. And so for me, they're like getting little art prints. Really mini little art prints. And so I find that very exciting. And they just released a new series today that I was very excited about. So I actually ventured a trip into town, which is very risky. because right now, this weekend is the Reading Festival, which is apparently we just moved here in February, so we're learning all about Reading. But there's this very big music festival that they do every year called the Reading Festival. I'm sure loads of people know about it, but for me it was new. Apparently this year the headliner is Post Malone, who ironically, connection, did an event with Pokemon this year, since it's the 25th anniversary, and they're bringing in lots of pop artists to do special Pokemon music videos, and Post Malone did one of them, which is hilarious, because he did just his regular Post Malone songs, which in some cases talk about sex and things, but he's doing them in like a 3D digital concert venue with Pokemon around him. It's very strange. Right. It was a strange
with all
choice.
His tats on his face and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they even like digitized in a couple of Pokemon tats. Like, it was a strange choice, but you know what? They went with it. And so Pokemon in the past few years has really acknowledged that their main fan base is, or at least the main fan base spending money, is the adults that grew up, now adults that grew up with it in the 90s. Yes, Stephen Allen, and it's very weird.
It's weird.
If you want a weird time, I seriously, it's like I don't know, 6 minutes long, 8 minutes long. Go on YouTube and search Post Malone Pokemon. It's a time. It's entertaining as hell. I highly recommend just checking it out as a curiosity, cultural curiosity. But anyways, that's the thing that they did. So, in recent years, they've really acknowledged, oh wait, most of our fans are actually the people that really liked these things in the 90s, so let's cater our products towards them. Which I think is pretty cool. Just watch it for like 2 minutes as a cultural...
He's not watching it.
Fair enough. Alright, fair enough. I think it's really funny to watch the cultural curiosity. Not
I trust you, but no.
Fair enough, Steven. Fair enough.
You get the idea.
So yeah, they've made an actual point in recent card sets of releasing what's basically art by Japanese artists that happen to include Pokemon within their card set. And they released a new set today that has some very beautiful pieces. So personally, I'm very excited. I know this only pertains to me, but I'm very happy about it because the alternate art cards, as they're known, your odds of getting them in a pack are, depending on which one, between 1 in 300 and 1 in 800. So, very rare, but I actually got one today, which I'm incredibly happy about, and I almost wish that I wanted to sell it, because right now the market price for it is about $150, and I paid $30 for all of my packs today, which I ventured into town during Reading Festival for, so I earned those. And I felt so bad for the card store, because there's a really great card store here in Reading. And it's all filled with very nerdy people who I get on with exceptionally well. But you can tell they wanted to be open today for the release date. They are wonderful for that, but they were all super scared of the fact that they were going to get inundated with people from Reading Festival. So they're actually closing for the next 3 days to just go and hide, which I'm completely on their side with that. But anyways, that's enough of my rant about Pokemon. I was very excited.
That was quite impressive.
Thank you. Within the Pokemon community, today is a very big day, and I had very good luck.
I have a Pokemon Sammy.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Alright, I'm going to catch up on the chat because I've gotten us quite behind. Stephen Allen. Hey, Annalise. Gotta ask, because I'm always fascinated by this, did you actually care when Pokemon Crystal started doing a choice between male and female players' characters? That's a great question, Stephen, actually, because while it was not chronologically the first Pokemon game I played, it was the first one I owned. The first Pokemon game I owned was Pokemon Crystal. My second game was Yellow, which technically came out later, but the first one I owned was Crystal. So yes, I did care. Because at least as a kid, I really enjoyed that. And actually in November they're releasing You died. They're releasing remakes of my favorite Pokemon games, Pearl and Diamond and Pearl, in which case you actually get to pick between your character, both as far as male, female, and skin tone, which is quite exciting. So yes, to me, that was actually quite exciting. Steven Allen, because my female friends back in the day never played as girls. It was odd. So yes, for those of us who were into games reasonably young in the 90s before being a nerd was cool, which is still an odd thing to say, it was nice. I'm very glad they did that so soon. John Smith, the last writing festival I went to was over 20 years ago. Time flies. Yeah, I'm avoiding it at all costs. There's a couple of music festivals I like. I can come back to that, but I'm hiding from the Reading Music Festival. Back to Post Malone, that's weird. I'm not watching that, I trust you, but no. John Smith, I worked a few selling vegan burgers at £7 a pop. I'm not even a little surprised.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds right. I'm looping back to that. Stephen Allen, my problem with
vegans are all rich, right?
Of course. None of them are.
We can just fleece them.
Yeah. Stephen Allen, my problem with Pokemon is gotta catch them all. Well, I didn't have friends who played Pokemon, so how can I collect them all? Yup. And before you say, oh, but what about your female friends? No connection. Also, they refuse to play with me.
Oh no. So sorry, Steven.
Where's our pizza?
I think the pizza place is probably quite busy tonight.
I want pizza.
It's on its way. There's a reason I ordered it when it did. We just have to be patient, which I know is not useful. I know that's no help.
You guys should know that I'm giving him quite the glare.
You are. Annalise is not a patient person.
I can be, but I'm not when it comes to food. I'm not patient when it comes to...
Or service, or anybody not doing the things that they're supposed to do.
Look, when I pay someone to do something, I expect them to do it. I'm an American, leave me alone.
You are very much a customer. The thing is, Annalise is nowhere near as bad as like a Karen.
Oh god, I'm not
even...
actually. Yay!
Look at that. Is that our pizza? Hello? Hi. Oh. Hi, sorry, where are you?
Okay, guys, so Michael is going to take care of the pizza.
If you buzz up to number 46, we can let you in.
Which means I'm going to play, which is going to go terribly, terribly wrong. Oh, yep, terribly, terribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yay, this is going to be fun. Okay, I resent the implication that I am anywhere even on the same spectrum as a Karen. I am not. I just am from an upbringing where if you pay for a service, you expect it to be provided. Oh, yep, Apologies if I'm not looking at the comments right now. I'm like 4 or 5 glasses of wine in and trying to play a game that I'm already really, really bad at. I'm excellent at Mario Kart. I'm better than Michael at Mario Kart. Look, this game is really hard. Oh god, this is pathetic. Holy shit. I'm actually reasonably decent at actual shooter games. I'm not a racer game kind of person. I promise we will catch up on comments as soon as Michael is back. Occasionally, though, we get a delivery driver who has no idea how... Wait, oh... Damn it. Sorry, I didn't realize that the drift controls on Mario Kart, drift is always the right toggle, regardless of which way you're trying to go. This game is actually directional. Jesus Christ. Alright. Sorry, I hope I'm not offending anyone with my constant use of Jesus Christ. Christ's sake. Well, alright, this is a lost cause. Yes, energy critical, I know, this is a lost cause. Occasionally our drivers either don't know where we are, or they hear that we're on the 2nd floor, and then just call us to come get it. 2nd floor by British standards. I still think... Here we go. I think we've had this debate on this channel again, before, so I'm not gonna bring it up again, but... Yay, I actually finished. British second floor, American third, because we count floors differently here. But I think we've had that debate on this channel, so I won't bring it up again. Wait, I'm not even controlling it anymore. Why is it still crashing? Alright, let's see. Catch up on comments. Michael's still off fetching pizza. Let's see. John Smith. And yes, way back when nerdy girls were not, had not been invented yet. See, I like to think I was at the very beginning of the nerdy girl revolution. Yes, the driver is very drunk. You're not wrong, Stephen Allen. Yay, pizza! Okay, he's gone again. There obviously had been nerdy girls before, but I think I was the very beginning of when it was socially acceptable to be a nerdy girl, which I'm grateful for. Luck of birth. Stephen Allen. I'm not rich, and I'm sort of vegan. I eat some vegan food as a sort of excuse to go into vegan bars. Interesting. Let's see. Damn, the Wipeout police would ask you to pull over and take a breathalyzer. I'm reasonably decent. Proceeds to crash. Alright, look, I'm actually decent at Mario Kart. This is very, very different. I suck at this game. I self-admittedly suck at this game. And in real life, I'm sure none of you will ever trust me on this now, I'm actually a very good driver in real life in the US. When I actually understand the road rules. I have yet to get my license in the UK. I'm actually a very good driver. I've had my license for... Oh god, when did I get my license? I think 8 years now. I've had my license for 8 years now. I have never gotten a ticket. I've never been pulled over. I've never caused an incident. I'm actually a pretty good driver in real life. But when it comes to hover vehicles, I utterly suck.
7th place.
Doesn't help that I have had a lot of wine. Michael, help me! In the US, where you don't have to deal with roundabouts. Oh my god, Americans don't understand how to do roundabouts. I actually do, because where I live there's probably 2 roundabouts, which are the only roundabouts anywhere near where I live. You have to probably go another 100 miles to find a roundabout. But we really do not understand roundabouts in the US.
They don't exist.
They don't, and when you take a driver's ed class, you're not told about roundabouts. You're not told about how they work. And yet, if you bump the curb when parallel parking, you instantly fail. So you're bringing me pizza and maybe the sauce? Did they bring sauce?
The garlic and herb sauce?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yay! Stephen Allen, I'm glad you're a good driver. In real life, 95% of drivers out there aren't. John Smith, fun fact, you can sail on a canal without a license. It sometimes shows. That's really funny. We actually, I mean, we're in Reading, so there's the central canal going right through, and we have canal boats going by.
The Kennet River.
The Kennet River, yes. We have canal boats going by regularly. So, thank you. Thank you. Yay, pizza. But yes, I am actually quite a good driver in real life. I am just a really, really shitty hover vehicle driver. You need one for the rivers, though. Okay. I thought your barge was stationary. How do you mean, Stephen Allen? Michael, you need to take over. This is. But I want to.
You take the turn?
Fine, you're taking the next race, though. Michael, it's so sad. Guys, please let me know if you can't hear him. I need to pressure him into actually saying things. Fine, but you're taking over comments. I hate this game. Stop! I hate it. Stop enjoying your pizza. No. I want to enjoy the pizza. Shut up. There you go. Now they can hear you. Handle the comments. That's your job now. What?
John says, yep, my boat does not move. My cat's job is to bite and scratch if I think about sailing it. Does the cat not like when the boat moves?
That's hilarious. Oh, I didn't know you had a cat.
We love cats.
I want a cat
We
so
want a cat.
badly.
We just asked our landlord if we can get one. We can't.
I mean, I'm very happy that they agreed to renew our lease for the next two and a half years because we love the apartment and I don't want to move. So that's really nice. But they said no cats and I'm really sad. No! Okay, I don't know.
3 kitties.
Wait, you have 3 kitties on a boat? Interesting. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Why would a cat like if a boat moves?
Aww.
Yeah, they wouldn't like that at all.
But cats! I'm sorry, I'm a massive cat person.
We both are.
I deeply miss having cats.
Energy critical.
Can I ask, John, can I ask what your cat's names are? I love other people's cat's names. Yes, I am going to explode, which means you're going to have to drive and I can eat my pizza.
You didn't.
No, we agreed to trade off with races.
I never agreed to that.
Yes, we did.
You told me.
No, you agreed. You totally agreed.
Tribble, Jezebel, and Panga the Panga Ban.
Those are so cute. Your turn. Pizza.
Lovely pizza. Well, there we are. So the game calls it a ship. I don't really think that's a ship. I think it's a racer. Because it's kind of stuck on that track.
Tribble.
My partner's cat's name is Mango. Mango the kitty! That's a great name for a cat.
I saw a cat on YouTube the other named Pixel. It's a really cute name for a cat.
That is a very cute name for a cat.
We want to name our cat Behemoth.
10 internet points for anybody that might get that name, might get that reference. That's a pretty obscure one. Calling a black cat Behemoth.
Can I steal a can of your soda to go with my pizza?
Okay. Of course.
Love you.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Now I have to take over Tom. Steven, because she's the most docile animal I've ever met. She's the only cat that lets you scratch her belly. Oh!
Kitty!
Oh, God, I missed
Rockets.
Oh my god, I think I want to do something sedate after this.
it. Want to play some Crane Simulator?
Maybe, yeah.
You can play some Uncharted.
That's not very sedate.
I'll play the combat bitch.
Okay. Alright, well maybe we'll change to simulate. We'll change to...
Word.
Yes. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
There we go.
Oh, Jesus. That's the festival, right?
I think that's a festival. Yeah, no, that is the festival. That's crazy. We don't live anywhere in town near the festival. We live very far away.
I mean, we're like 10 minutes walk from the center of town.
But in the other direction.
It must be very loud there.
And we can definitely hear the festival. Hengerbond is named after a poem by Irish monks written in the margins of a more scholarly work dedicated to his beloved cat. I know that. I've actually read that work. I read that poem.
yeah.
Hengerbond poem. I love that.
People have loved Kid Ace for a long
I've
time.
actually read that poem. Oh, Stephen recognizes it too.
Great. Nobody's read The Master and Margarita then.
Yeah, actually, I have a book of cat poetry, which
Yes.
that is in. My favorite thing is looking at paintings from the 17th and 1800s.
Where there's just a cat in it? Yeah.
The cats in the paintings of the 17 and 1800s, because they're always really fucked up.
Yeah.
They usually have human faces for some
Yeah.
reason. And they look really freaky. I have a postcard of one that I love.
Because they can't get the cat to sit still.
I have one of a postcard of one that I really love from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Of a mother cat and her 3 kittens, and one of them is playing with yarn, and he's just looking at this yarn like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, good. Everyone knows The Master and Margarita then. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I have no idea how popular that book is these days, but...
That's why we want a black cat named Bahina. Alright.
There you go.
I'm driving now, guys.
You can change to Uncharted now.
I'll do one more race and then we'll
Okay,
change.
okay. Alright, there we go. We're off.
Let's see if I can get 7th place.
This is Celtic Civilization. Oh, a Celtic Civilization.
How did someone already die?
Plasma is pretty bad. I was told not to read it because Soviet propaganda. Really? It's like the opposite of that. That's why it was banned. It's because it's critical of the Soviet regime. Well, it's critical of the way people behave under communism, not necessarily of the regime, but makes people makes fun of everybody's selfishness and so on. It's quite funny.
Michael, I'm really bad at this game.
It's fine. Nobody's judging you here. This is not an MLG wipeout stream. Yeah, it is very anti-Soviet. In fact, to be clear, it's more that it's anti. It satirizes the way people behave under communism in the 1930s. It portrays people from Moscow as being very selfish and, yeah. Stephen says, like, I always thought The Master and Margarita was meant to be critical of the Soviet regime from the perspective of the Soviets. Yes, pretty much. So it's, yeah, exactly. It's about how, essentially, Azazello and his whole retinue, they're all there to call people on their bullshit because they can detect everybody's lies and dissembling. It's very funny.
I just like there's a big cat.
The black cat is kind of playing off the occult kind of association with black cats, right?
My requirements for literature are very basic.
I mean, it's about all kinds of crazy shit as well. I mean, like, there's a...
Don't sit! How dare he!
Yeah. There's a retelling of the death of Christ story, and a lot of it is about Pontius Pilate and Christ. That's who the Master is supposed to be, and then there's a woman who turns herself into a witch. It's really, it's wacky. It's great. It's great fun.
Energy critical.
I like it a lot. Which is why they had to go. It's from the perspective of Christianity, and we don't like Christianity because we're supposedly atheists. Yeah. Well, I think it's also making fun of the fact that in the 1920s and 30s, everybody in Moscow was suddenly pretending to be atheists when in fact they were still superstitious, and that's why the occult still had a real kind of significance for them. They were all still afraid of being cursed and all kinds of things like that. And so the book is kind of playing off those things. I mean, I was shocked how recently it was actually.
I finished with 1% health.
There you go. I was shocked at how recently it was actually fully published in its entirety, because there were kind of samizdat versions that went around in translation in the 1960s and 70s, but only in the 90s was the full text actually released and published in translation. Granted, nobody mentions that Russian literature is really funny. Yeah, that's one of the funniest books I've ever read. It's hilarious. Alright, shall we change to Uncharted then?
Okay. Alright, we're going to jump off for just a second and head over to
we're gonna
stream.
Yeah, we're going to change over to Uncharted. We'll be back in, I don't know, a couple of minutes. Dostoevsky's The Idiot is hilarious and dark rose. I have not actually read The Idiot. I don't know it, but I've heard very much that. That's the idea. Okay, see you shortly. Oop, nope.
See you in the next stream. In like